Hi guys, greetings from Kharkov, Ukraine. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Greetings from our very special office, from Diolli.com office. And today, as you can see, I'm not alone in this video. Today I have Dasha. Let me tell you a little bit about Dasha. This is one of her first videos. She is slightly nervous, so please give her some applause over there behind the screen. Dasha is a Cupid, professional Cupid, who actually works in the field with the clients. Dasha is the interpreter, and she is a very specific kind of interpreter. She translates dates. How many dates have you been to?
Oh, actually, I didn't count, but it seems thousands of dates.
So how many years it has been? Like 5, 7, 10?
Almost 7 years. From 2010, I have started to do it.
I understand you really well because, as many people know, I have started as an interpreter during the dates, and this is when I have fallen in love with this industry, with the dating industry, with the international dating, and I have decided to start my matchmaking company. It was like 9 years ago, so. But people pretty often they underestimate the role of dates. And as an interpreter, I'm sure you have so many stories to share.
Of course, I have a lot of stories, and sometimes I think that these stories is like a part of my life.
I'm sure you will agree with me that people are different, but they tend to make the same similar mistakes.
Unfortunately, sometimes these mistakes are so typical that I do not understand why people do it again and again, and sometimes it's pity that the date failed because of this small but mistakes.
Can you share with me and with the guys the craziest story about the craziest days you have translated?
Yes, it was a lot of stories, but I think one of the most interesting is about when guys very nervous. Sometimes they're so nervous that their heads like this, and they are. Oh.
I know it feeling. And the funniest thing is that usually when you talk to them face to face, like in the office, they're so comfortable. Like, oh, I'm so comfortable. I know how to attract ladies. I'm so attractive. I'm so tall. I'm blah, blah, blah. And then he sees this beautiful lady in front of him and he starts to shake. And you feel like shaking him and telling him, like, you're a grown up man. Like, stop trembling. Like, have you faced that?
Yes, I always told when girl, for example, go somewhere just to make a lipstick, I said him, please don't be so nervous. She's normal. She's not angel. She is just human being. Be like you, and everything will be good. But oh, it's sometimes so difficult with him, with men.
I have seen like a very interesting date, and at this date, actually, the girl she was like so nervous, and she was like for the first 10 minutes, she was like, "Oh, should I order fish? Should I order meat? Should I order salad? Maybe if I order fish, he will think that I don't eat meat." So it was like. I wanted to shake her like so hard, and she's sitting in front of this gentleman. She was younger, smart, educated, like beautiful girl, and they have ordered wine, and she has dropped that glass on her, and she's sitting, and I can see like her blue dress, it's getting red. And you know what that guy did? He took his glass of wine and he poured it on himself to make her feel comfortable. And after that they have started to laugh, and the date was like super. And guys, if you are watching this, I still remember you. Greetings from Kharkov. So like in that case, like he has sense that she's super nervous and he acted like a gentleman. So what would you suggest to a guy who is like super nervous, and you see that the girl like him, how to overcome this nervousness?
Um, you need to think that it's just a date, and it's a date with a good lady, and if you will be nervous, you will have nothing. You need to be yourself, you need to be more comfortable, you need to understand that the lady need to feel comfortable. She's also first date at her, it also her first date, and she also can be nervous, and the man need to be like a leader. He need to give this comfortable feeling to a girl.
Pretty often I recommend to tell the lady that, hey, you know what, I'm so nervous. Because I really like you and I'm in the new country and this is the new experience. And I often explain that by saying this, you kind of put yourself in the same position with the lady. So if she is nervous too, she understands that you feel the same and you have something in common from the very beginning. But what would you say about feeling like too comfortable, extra comfortable?
Oh, of course, it's also not good. You need to have this golden feeling between too comfortable and not so comfortable. Because if you will feel too comfortable, you will just be too relaxed. It's also not good for the date because lady will think that just she is nervous and you are okay, and you will have thousands of dates after this date, and you will have thousands of opportunities to communicate with another ladies, and she will not feel so unique for you. She will not feel so special for you.
Can I give an example of a guy who is like super comfortable during the date?
Yes, I had such date when the guy came to the date, and he was just his behavior, like he was just at home. He was too comfortable, and he communicated with the lady like he knew her for a lot of years, and lady didn't understand why he do such things, why he was not so
It was disrespectful.
yes, it was disrespectful for sure.
About feeling too comfortable. I remember the guy who took off his shoes during the first date
Yes,
in the restaurant. So he just took off his shoes and he
but
said,
you're
that,
not at home.
yeah,
How you can do it?
she is wearing like those high heels, and like all ladies know that there is no such thing like comfortable high heels. Guys, this is like a unicorn. It never happens. They are always uncomfortable. Sneakers can be comfortable, high heels they can't be. But you can't see our feet, but we are wearing high heels. That's Ukraine. It happens. So he's taking off his shoes. Like I was thinking and expecting, like what will he do next? Like take off his socks, maybe pants. And I have spotted the lady's eyes, and I could basically read in her eye that she was thinking about the same thing. Really? Or you are taking off your shoes in the restaurant? That's embarrassing. Don't do that. What do you think about gentlemen that, for example, wear like a huge hat or a huge Texas belt for the first date? Is it appropriate for Ukraine? On the one
No,
hand, it is good to be yourself, but on the other hand,
you need to understand that a lot of people will pay attention to you, and girl will feel uncomfortable with you. It's not normal for Ukraine to wear such a big hat. Like for example, in the USA, in some states they like this hats. It's their traditional hat. But here in Ukraine, we also do not wear our traditional wear every day. It's just for special occasions, for special celebrations, but not for going to the restaurant at the first date.
so what is the best uniform for the first date? Is there such a
It should be
definition?
some of men like classic costumes, but it's just for nice restaurant or for the theater, for example. If it just walk, for example, in the park, it should be maybe jeans, but not so casual. It should be like stylish. It should be nice looking.
My next question will be what is the main reason that so many dates fail? Like, so many people go out and they understand that there is no chemistry, something is wrong. So, what is wrong with the first dates? What
I
are usually the
think
basic mistakes?
I think they think about the lady too idealistic. Their expectations are failed. That is why a lot of times a lot of dates are failed, because they think they will come and will see the angel in white dress, I don't know, and they see just casual women who are interested in him, who want to communicate with him, but uh, I don't know why they expect these angels. Will you live with angel? No, it's too complicated. You will live with real woman who will care about you, who will love you, who will grow up your children, who will be your partner, who will be your friend, and you need this woman, not not angel, not
picture.
perfect. Yes.
So too much expectations, too high expectations. But I know that now guys will start commenting that, oh, should I put my expectation like down the air? Like I want my girl to be like beautiful. I want to marry just one time in my life, so I'm looking for the superwoman. How would you comment this?
Of course, all of you want to have beautiful woman, beautiful wife, beautiful mother of your future children. And by the way, Ukrainian ladies are the most beautiful in the world. I'm sure you know it, because if you watch this video, if you see that we are from Ukraine, I'm sure you know about it. But all of us have some special things. You have special minuses, ladies have special features, and we need to understand that all of them are persons. We are all human, we are all people, and of course you need to expect beautiful lady, a good wife, but do not think that it will be so cool if your lady will be the best, and everyone will be jealous about it.
The best for you.
Yes, it should be the best for you. You should feel it, and when you feel it, you will do not care she will have today lipstick on her lips or not. You will do not care if she will wear high heels every day or not. You will just care that you will feel comfortable with her, that you will feel very nice and cozy at home, that someone will wait for you when you will come back from work, and will make this your special cozy place.
Right now I have sort of a story. Not so long ago, a friend of mine bought a car. Don't think that I'm comparing ladies to the car, but you will understand why I'm telling this story. And this car, it has beautiful white leather seats, and it's really a fancy car. It's a small sport car. But the trick is you can't wear jeans when you sit in that car, because you know those seats, they get dirty from jeans. So you can't wear leather there, because leather on leather, it makes not a good sound, and I'm the fan of leather pants. So in my head I have realized that like half of my wardrobe, it just won't fit in that car. Also on a rainy day you can't get inside because it is so wide. And it's a beautiful car, but I was just surprised, like for Ukraine, like half of the time people are wearing jeans, half of the year, like we had wet weather, it rains. So like in a perfect world, this is like a perfect car. It's beautiful, it's fancy, but in real life you can't drive it because it's not practical. It's not for real life. It's for, I don't know, for staying in the beautiful salon, or maybe for driving somewhere in Monaco, where you don't wear jeans. In real life, pretty often when people have this perfect idea, it's cool to have like a perfect idea, perfect vision, but in real life we should think about what works for our life, for our country, for our exact situation.
Yes, you need to understand that it's real life and we are all real people, and you will live with this woman. If she will be so idealistic, will be you so idealistic for her? Will be you that special man who will have no bad features, no minuses? Are you so ideal? Are you so idealistic? I think no. You are just real person, like your future woman will be real woman for you.
The craziest thing that as a matchmaker I hear every day is like, I want her to have like blonde hair, I want her to have green eyes, I want her to speak French, I want her to play the piano. This I want list. It's really huge. And at the end of the day, why do you need it? Like, what will be the difference if your hair will be not light but fair, and she will love you with all her heart? Like, guys, you are paying attention at such things that are so not important. Like, at the end of the day, if her eyes will be brown or green, but in her eyes you will be the best man for her. Oh, it's such a stupid thing to limit yourself with these frames that I want her to be of this height or exactly of this age. You never know where the chemistry will bring you. I never. One of my clients told me when we just have started to work with him. He said that, "Oh, I have my high expectations and I try to put them down." No, I don't try to put them down at all. like finding the best lady for you doesn't mean that she has to look like I don't know, David Beckham's Victoria Beckham, because you are not David Beckham, and you are different. The first thing that you have to pay attention to is the attitude of the lady towards you, because this can't be faked, and this is what will last and what will matter in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years. Like, have you seen it on the dates when you see that the girl is like really interested in the guy, like they have so much in common, but he doesn't ask her out again because he doesn't like the color of her eyes, or she's not tall enough for him, not short enough for him?
Yes, or maybe he didn't like her dress, for example.
Oh my god.
It happens. It happens very often, and I do not understand these guys when they want to date with a lady who not so care about him, but she likes this date, but he didn't want to ask a lady for another date who just she didn't like a dress, or she was not at the shoes he liked, or she was not blonde, she's brown hair girl, for example. She can change her color tomorrow, for example, and your lady also who you like can change it after 3 days, and it will doesn't matter right now.
You know what can't be changed? Personality. If she is a sweet person, if she is family oriented, if her background, her family, her friends, her job, everything has made her like this kind, sweet, smart person, this can't be changed. And style of the dress, like hairstyle, makeup, it's so easy to change, guys. Like, girls change their lipstick according to their mood. If you don't like your dress, don't tell it on the first date. After you start dating, you can get her a new dress,
Yes,
and
just buy one more.
yeah, and tell her every day that I really love you in this dress, and you see, she will start getting dresses that style to please you.
Yeah, it's so easy to change the style, it's so easy to change the color of hair, but it's not easy to change the personality, it's not easy to change the sparkling eyes when you see your man, when you waiting for him. It's you can't change it, but this style it's very easy to change.
You know what is funny? I have noticed that, for example, when I interview ladies for my base, there is always a girl that I know that like 80% of my clients will find attractive, so I will match her like in the first 2 weeks. Because her looks is like so standard, in a good way standard. Like, she has a standard eyes, like light eyes, light hair. She's not super skinny and she's not curvy, and she has some neutral profession. She can be a manager, and I know that like 80% of people will like her, not basically love her, just because of her looks, not because of her personality. And you always see this special girl whose looks, you know that it's like it's not that standard, but her personality like is so great. And usually I understand that, I know that many guys will turn down her profile because they don't find her look like classical, I don't know, standard. But if one special guy will agree for a date with her, I understand that this will be his last first date because he will be swept away by her personality. And it happens, like, I would say that's like a huge percent of our marriages that we have created at Diolli.com, it happened like that.
So please give a chance to such ladies who will really you will really like to communicate with them.
Give a chance is not the right, I wouldn't tell that you should give a chance to the lady. You should give a chance to yourself,
yes.
to have this wonderful relationship.
Yes, I mean that do not understand that if you will have beautiful wife, if she will be the age you exactly want, not plus minus 1 year, everything will be good in your life. Sometimes it doesn't mean nothing. The real feelings, the real chemistry will mean more than this age group, than how tall she will be.
Imagine, not so long ago, one of my clients has told me a story. He was dating a lady back in the US, and she was, I think his age, and he was in his late 30s, and he has decided to propose to her. And he has invited her to this beautiful cruise. They went around Caribbean, and they were on a ship. And on the second date here, just like on the Titanic, he took her to the roof, he gave her the ring, and she said no. And for the last 10 days of this cruise, of this adventure, he was living with the lady who said no to him. And he said that it was like hell. Like every morning they were having breakfast because he couldn't get out of the ship. And what would he do? Like push her away from it? Like no. So he had to spend time with her, like sleep in the same room. Of course, after that they broke up because it turned out that she didn't want to marry him after all. So he told me that yes, she was like super hot, like she was the hottest woman he has ever seen. So guys, do you think that the fact that she was hot make it like super easy and comfortable for him during those 10 days? And do you think that he saw that she was hot after what has happened? After what has happened, when I was interviewing him, he told that, oh, all of you American women are not nice, and she was such a bitch. Sorry for my French. We have the saying in Russian language. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter that she was like so hard because her personality was not nice. She could say it in an easy way. So she just said, no, I don't want to marry you. Like, never. Like, are you serious? You're proposing to me? Like, no.
But it also doesn't mean that she was so bad. Maybe it was just no chemistry between them.
Maybe she didn't have, yes, maybe she didn't love him. But my point is that even if the person is like super beautiful, even if you have managed to find that super picture, with blue eyes, perfect blonde hair, with exact eyes, of exact astrological sign, there can always be a chance that she won't like you. That she will prefer somebody of another type. So nobody can give you guarantee that the angel whom you have created will say yes to you, or that the angel will have the exact personality that you are looking for. Personality doesn't go as a bonus to that looks pretty often.
Yes, sometimes it happens, and I'm very. It's a pity when men come back home are so disappointed because they have such a big imaginations in their heads that they will come back with a lady, they will start this visa process, for example, and everything failed because he expected another things. He didn't like something. He didn't give a chance for himself just to understand why the girl did this at the date. Maybe she was nervous, maybe she has bad mood for that day, for example. It happens, we are all human beings, it happens.
Real people have bad moods, it happens.
Yes, that is why please just do not make these conclusions from the first date. Give a chance to you and to a lady to understand each other better.
And what would you tell about those guys who, for example, choose the wrong type of the lady? And we can tell it that the type is wrong just because they are too different, and usually this type of the lady is looking for something different. I usually give an example. For example, when a guy from a small town comes to a big Ukrainian city and he's choosing the lady that she adores. She can't live without this big city life. Like she goes to all museums, all art galleries, to nightclubs. She does hot yoga. She is all in this big city life. And he's chasing this type of girls. From the very beginning, this is the losing strategy, because one of you will be very unhappy. Either you will have to move to the big city to make her happy, or she will have to move to a small town. And at the end of the day, she will feel the lack of all this that she had. So what would you say to the guys that, for example, choose the wrong type, and we can see it with our experience, and what will you advise them?
You need to understand where you live and when the whole life you lived, and can you change this. For example, the guy who lived, like you said, in someone small city, he didn't want this busy big city life. He didn't want to hear all this noise
but he
every
tells
day.
you that he is attracted to the girls who live from the big city. He showed
But
you the
he need
pictures.
to understand that she is also a person. She also maybe do not want to change this area. Like, she can change the country, but she can't change her mind. That she wants to feel it. She wants to feel this busy life. She just like it. It's just like she was grown up. She it was her life. How she can change it after, for example, 30 years of all her life?
It's important to be smart about dating
Yes.
and to understand that compatibility is important, and you should choose people who will feel comfortable with your way of life and who are looking in the same direction, have the same ideas about family. And for example, guys who have kids and their attitude that they want to date someone who doesn't have kids.
It's also a very, I think, wrong strategy, because for women who doesn't have kids, of course she wants to have kids, but it will be very difficult for her to start to be mother to not her child.
You had a child not so long
Yes.
ago, so congratulations to Dasha.
Thank you.
She had a daughter. And did your mindset change after you had your daughter?
Of course, it's just another life. When you have a child, your life just changed rapidly. It's like another world. It was like yesterday I have lived one life, and tomorrow it will be another. Because when you have a child, it's you do not you in your life not so important. You are not number one. That is why for women who doesn't have children, she can't understand it. She can't understand that children are the most important, because she still didn't have her own children. She can't start with another children who are already, for example, 4 or 5 years old, and she, of course, sometimes she can be good mother. I don't want to tell that she will be bad mother anyway, but it's very difficult for her to start with the children of her future man and do not have their own her children before, for example, before she met this man.
We had a client like 5 years ago, and he had two kids from his first marriage, and they were like 8 and 9, or 7 and 8. So there was a boy and a girl, and he has insisted that he dates only a lady who doesn't have kids. He said that I can't raise another man child, so it's not for me. And we have introduced him to a lady, and he was in his early 40s, and we have introduced him to a girl. She was in her early 30s, and she was a school teacher. So the idea was that she will get along with his kids. And everything was well until when he was dating her here in Ukraine, and they went on vacation. But after she went to visit him in his country, she called me and she was crying. She couldn't adjust to the idea that she is not number one for him. And having two little kids, like she told the story that they went to the skating rink and kids wanted to skate and she didn't want to skate, and he went skating with them. So it was hard for her, and they broke up. They broke up not because she was a bad person, but because she took kids, like she was like 31 or 32, and she didn't have kids. She didn't have this experience, and out of a sudden there were two little kids, and she had to build relations with them too, and she couldn't. He ended up marrying a lady who had a daughter of a similar age, and that lady, she was 35. And I know that they have 5 kids now. If you realize who you are, greetings from Kharkov, Ukraine. And everything worked well for them. And at the very beginning, when I have introduced them, he didn't like that she was brunette. He said that I always dated blondes. My first wife was blonde. I feel attracted only to blondes. And she was brunette. Like, she had this personality. And when they have started to date, I've told him that you should give this acquaintance a chance, and you will see, like, if it won't work out, I will introduce you to a blonde lady. And they have started dating, and they did a very risky thing. They went to vacation in Turkey. She took her daughter, he take his kids, and he was sending me pictures. Like, she organized all of them. They were making towns out of sand, like his kids, her daughter, himself, and she was making sure that everyone has a sun protection, that everyone is wearing a cap. And he was texting me that, wow, that's a family, that's what I wanted. Like, she's like super hot, she's like super beautiful. And when they got married, he told me that, oh, you know what, why didn't you introduce me to her on the first hand? Like, I always felt attracted to brunettes. I was like, what? Like, you have written me like so many emails that blonde, only blonde. And he ended up marrying her, and he married her because of her personality. And her personality, and she is a beautiful lady. Her personality make her more attractive to him than other girls.
So she became blonde?
No, she's still brunette, and he's happy.
That is what I tell. I can say that 80% of all days maybe that I had uh, was failed because of these expectations. So see how high this percentage. Don't be so strict to yourself, to a lady. Don't expect blonde, tall lady with a big
Short
smile.
brunette.
Yes. Don't be so strict to yourself and to a lady. Don't be so limited. You need to understand that you will live with this lady, not with her hair, not with her, I don't know, teeth, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And you need to understand that personality and this careness of your children, of yourself, is much more important than the way of your style and the color of your hair.
It's strange, like not so long ago, we're working with a gentleman now, and he has turned down like 3 wonderful ladies because he didn't like their lipstick. And on the pictures, and he said that if the lady is putting this lipstick on, like probably she is not serious, she is vulgar, she will
Is it
be a
about
party
red
lady.
lipstick?
Yeah, she was wearing red lipstick. And guys, I will surprise you, but pretty often girls to take pictures, they can go and do professional makeup. So it is not even the makeup that she will use every day. This is the way the artists have seen her. And I don't like working with professional photos, I will be honest with you, because pretty often for the professional photo shoot, the lady goes and she picks up clothes by all her friends. She goes and make hair, makeup, and these photos, they don't show the personality, like real personality, because like 50% of the personality on the picture, this is how the photographer saw her. Like he saw her sitting, standing, smiling. He saw that she's like this sexy woman. And when the guys tell me that, "Oh, I have seen this lady on the website and she's like perfect, look at her pictures," I can tell you that her personality is perfect. No, you can't. Because you don't even know if this dress belongs to her. You don't know if she wears it here like that every day. It can be the vision of photographer. So I trust like real photos from real phone more, because you can see what did the person like. But of course, everyone like professional photos. If you will find my Facebook page, I also have professional photo there, because I'm a public figure and this is what people expect.
Yes.
So judging by photo, it's like I would say it's very limited.
But we need to understand that man loves by eyes.
Yes.
It's just golden rule that we can't change. But man, you need to understand that everything that you see, it's not 100% that you will see when you will come. It doesn't mean that she will wear the same dress and she will make the same hairstyle, or maybe you will come and she will cut her hair, and what you will do? Do not go to the second date with her. I think it's not.
So usually when ladies bring us photos, I always tell them that there should be a wow effect. Like when you go out on a date, the gentleman should be more impressed with you in person, with your personality, than with this picture. So I don't recommend to invest like lots of time and money to this fancy Photoshop. Like because if the picture will be too photoshopped, it would be too unreal. In real life, the guy, his expectation, they will drop like rapidly, and he will be disappointed. So I'm all about honesty, but this doesn't mean that she has to go with her hair unwashed on the date. It's a huge no.
And men, do also wash hair, please.
And take showers. I remember I had this client and I had to smell him before the dates, because he said, "Oh, I took a shower," and I had to smell him, and he didn't. I knew that.
Yeah, it happens. We just warn you.
Guys, I hope that this conversation was useful for you. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I hope that you will welcome Dasha at our YouTube channel, and she has many stories to share.
We will talk about it.
And if you have any questions to Dasha, and she can be your spy, like she has been to so many dates, she needs so many secrets. So ask her, and she will make a video about it.
Yeah, please just mail me. You will find my email up
Below the
below
video.
the video. Yes, and I will answer all your questions. Please ask them. Do not hesitate.
Little secrets, how to seduce her on the 5th day, how to make sure that you will get the second date. You can share, you can use her opinion, my opinion, because after all, we want you to succeed. And we want you to bring a beautiful Ukrainian lady to your country, or maybe you will move to Ukraine. And we want to reach 100 of happy marriages this year, like really badly. And it has been 87.
We hope that our percent of marriage will be higher, and we will do everything for it. Believe us.
Thanks for watching, and bye.
Bye.